Hello juniors, and welcome back to Computer Systems and Programming Release 3. So before we start, I just want to go over here that we have fall cohort coming up. So Oneida fall cohort is the 3rd and the 4th, and LDF fall cohort is the 11th and 12th of November. So make sure you are ready for that. And what we'll be doing at cohort is mini marketplace and programming. So for mini marketplace, we're going to actually be presenting your presentations that you submitted way back in release 2. So make sure that everything's polished on there, there's no grammatical errors, and that you are ready to speak about the project and you feel very informed about it. And then right after that, we'll be moving into programming and starting our whole programming unit. So for this release, we'll be working on the final Scratch game. And this is part 2 because the first part was completing your final Scratch game plan. So if you did not complete your plan, you need to go back and do that. If you don't want to start working on a project that I don't approve, because then you'll go through all the work of making it, and if it's not a project that we'll approve, then you have to redo it anyways. So make sure you go back and submit a plan and get it approved by me. And once you have that plan approved, you can start on your final Scratch game and just go through the steps that you laid out in your plan. So on the flip side, if you already created your plan, feel free to go ahead and start it and just finish the game and then submit it. And that due date is 11/21, November 21st, which is a Wednesday at 11:59. So let's look at Canvas. So release 3 start here is your the video you're watching currently, and then we have the final Scratch game submission, and in here is the activity prompt. So when you click on the activity prompt, it'll bring you to the activity prompt that I gave you in person and that is online under there and in the fall kickoff. So when you scroll down, you just go to the final Scratch game and your steps are right here. Use the skills learned in the tutorials to create the game you planned out. Make sure to add instructions to your project page and credits to yourself, because you want to be credited for the projects that you make. And then for submitting, you are just going to submit a shared link of the final Scratch game to Canvas. So please, please, please make sure that it is submitted and it is shared. If it is not shared with me, I will not be able to access it and you will not be able to get your project graded. And also make sure that it is you submit the project page, not the editor. When I go in to grade your projects, I want to be at the page so I can see your instructions and credits. I don't want to see the editor and be inside of that. So if we go back to the presentation, are there any questions?
So this game for Scratch is due after cohort. Does that mean we're going to have work time in cohort on the Scratch game?
So at cohort, we will be working on mini marketplace and programming. Your Scratch game is for your release, which is outside of the cohort. So I really doubt that there will be any time to work on that, because we are going to be focusing a lot on the start of our programming unit.
I have a question about how to approach the work for this. So I have my plan and I'm all set, but I still feel a little bit not so sure about Scratch overall, especially like a project I made up on my own. Should I be able to get this done in a couple hours, or should I split that up over the course of the next couple weeks?
If you aren't feeling comfortable on Scratch, I would suggest that you split it up so you give yourself time to get frustrated and then find the solutions to whatever bugs you may have in your program. It helps to get away from the screen for a little bit and then come back to it, because normally when you have that clear head, it's easy to see the bugs that you have in your program. But if you have any questions at all about anything in Scratch, you can ask me and I'll be able to help you do whatever it is. And if you are scared of reaching out to me, which you shouldn't be, but if you are, there's tons of YouTube videos and there's tons of tutorials on Scratch that you can refresh yourself and learn how to do anything in that program. So I'll see you later, juniors, and I'll see you at cohort.